Swedbank, a prominent Swedish bank, is facing scrutiny over its mortgage interest rate practices. At the heart of the issue is the bank's refusal to disclose how it calculates these rates, citing trade secrets. This lack of transparency has sparked concerns among consumer groups and data privacy advocates, who argue that borrowers have a right to understand how their interest rates are determined. The controversy highlights the growing tension between financial institutions' desire for secrecy and consumers' demand for clarity and fairness in their financial dealings. This lack of transparency is particularly troubling given the current economic climate. Interest rates are rising globally, and Sweden is no exception. This means that mortgage holders are facing increasing costs, making transparency about interest rate calculations even more critical. The situation has also drawn attention to the role of data protection regulations in the financial sector. The European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, grants individuals certain rights regarding their personal data, including the right to understand how automated decisions affecting them are made. This right is particularly relevant in the context of mortgage lending, where algorithms and data analysis are increasingly used to determine interest rates. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications for the banking industry. A decision in favor of transparency could set a precedent for greater openness in how banks calculate and communicate their lending rates. The controversy surrounding Swedbank's mortgage practices escalated when European Centre for Digital Rights, a privacy advocacy group, filed a formal complaint against the bank. The complaint centres around Article 15, 1H of the GDPR, which grants individuals the right to obtain meaningful information about the logic involved in automated decision-making processes that significantly affect them, argues that Swedbank's refusal to disclose its interest rate calculation methodology directly violates this provision. By withholding this information, the bank prevents borrowers from understanding and potentially challenging the basis on which their interest rates are set. S complaint underscores the importance of transparency in financial decision-making processes, particularly those that rely heavily on automated systems. The organization contends that individuals have a fundamental right to know how algorithms are used to determine their financial obligations. This case has also brought to light the crucial role of data protection authorities in enforcing GDPR principles. S complaint calls on the Swedish Data Protection Authority, IMY, to investigate Swedbank's practices, order the bank to provide the requested information, and establish clear procedures for handling similar requests in the future. Swedbank's defense rests on the claim that its interest rate calculation methodology constitutes a trade secret. The bank argues that disclosing this information would put it at a competitive disadvantage, allowing rivals to replicate its pricing strategies. However, this argument has been met with skepticism from consumer advocates and legal experts alike. Critics point out that interest rate calculations are subject to various regulatory requirements and market forces, making it difficult for any single institution to maintain a truly unique and secret formula. They argue that Swedbank's claim of trade secret is a convenient shield to avoid scrutiny of its potentially unfair or discriminatory practices. Furthermore, legal experts question the validity of invoking trade secret in this context. They argue that GDPR's right to information about automated decision-making supersedes any commercial interest in maintaining secrecy. They contend that banks cannot hide behind vague claims of trade secrets to deny individuals their fundamental rights under data protection law. The outcome of this legal debate will have significant implications for the balance between commercial confidentiality and individual rights in the digital age. If Swedbank's argument prevails, it could set a dangerous precedent, allowing companies to evade transparency obligations by labeling any data processing activity as a trade secret. Swedbank's lack of transparency has had a detrimental effect on customer trust. When borrowers are kept in the dark about how their interest rates are determined, it creates an environment of suspicion and mistrust. This lack of transparency can lead to speculation and rumors, further damaging the bank's reputation. In today's digital age, consumers are increasingly demanding transparency from the companies they do business with. This is especially true in the financial sector, where trust is paramount. The longer Swedbank maintains its current stance, the more it risks alienating its customer base. In an era of social media and online reviews, negative sentiment can spread quickly and have a lasting impact on a company's brand image. This erosion of trust could have long-term consequences for Swedbank. Customers may choose to take their business to competitors who are perceived as being more open and customer-centric.